My good amigo, good pal, el super mojado. A ver, hold on. Let me put him on camera, though. A ver, ¿dónde está? Porque le dicen el guapo. Ahí está. Ahí está.
¿Te acuerdas de esa? ¿Quién hacía esta?
¿Quién? ¿Dragon Ball Z?
No manches.
¿Quién la hacía?
No, que no era el Martínez, el beisbolero. No, el Papi, ¿no? El Papi.
Oh, Big Papi.
Big
Oh,
Papi.
yeah.
Es la leyenda.
Sí, pues, cómo no. Also, I want to introduce our other pal, el analista de ETO. There he is, right there. A ver.
Llegó.
Ahí está.
Llegó el que andaba ausente.
Porque nadie le aplaude.
Nadie le aplaude.
Nadie me aplaude, me aplaudo yo solo.
What's up, Edwin? ¿Cómo estás?
What's going on, guys? How are you? I'm doing all right.
Not too bad, brother. Not too bad. All right. So, that being said, let's get right into it. Vamos a hablar de la Liga MX. I know that Super you got a lot to talk about because you're excited about your Super Chivas.
Hey, ganaron las Chivas.
Bueno, pues. All right. So, dude, a big win for them against a very good team. JJ Macías ends up scoring. They went 2-0. But the funny thing is that Antuna and El Chicote played in the Sub-20. What do you think, dude?
We all knew that les aplicaron el castigo. They were suspended by la directiva.
Yeah.
Due to their indisciplinas, that they've been partying too hard, hitting the clubs and going to festivals and all this, crap that happens, that we all know that happens, except that they were caught on camera.
Yeah.
There's evidence, there's pictures, there's videos, and I know everybody has the right to live their lives. They can't like stay at home all the time, but you know what it is they're professionals. They should know that if the team was doing bad, why are you gonna go and do this crap?
Yeah.
At least like if that would have happened now that they beat Leon, everybody would, wow, yeah, they're celebrating whatever.
Right.
Everybody does it, but no, they did it exactly when they were in a bad situation.
Yeah.
I think Edwin wants to say something.
I know.
Let
he's like trying to bite his tongue, dude. A ver, Edwin. A ver, tell him.
I don't know, man. I think you're being a little too harsh to the two players. They're human beings too. You have the right to have fun. You have the right to enjoy it, and you should not kill yourself just because you're having a bad season. You're having a bad team. I mean, it happened with Cristiano Ronaldo. They lost the Clásico. I think it was 3 seasons ago. I'm sorry. When he was in Real Madrid, and right after that game, he had his birthday party. And everybody was celebrating. I mean, I think it's just,
but that's Cristiano Ronaldo, dude. Come on.
And he still got that.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's yeah, no, but I just think it's normal for them to like spend their money, celebrate, go out. I mean, we all like concerts. We all like to enjoy a little bit of music every now and then, and
right.
I mean, I just think they're being a little too harsh with them, but it's policy of the team. Every team has their own rules, and
all right. So let's drop the party and all that stuff. The fact is that Chivas won, though. So let's talk about that. It went. So how impressive was Chivas to you?
It was the same thing, man. They bring the players that they needed. It was a good game, but I think just they won this game, and JJ Macías scored. They need to take advantage of that because I don't think he's going to be there for long. And it's just what I've been saying. Beltran is the key. Beltran and Molina are the keys of that. They're the key players of that team in the center mid, and you can just notice that. And I think it was a little effective too. It wasn't going to be a surprise, this type of result, if it was going to be a win for Chivas or a tie, just because Leon had been playing a really hard game and in the middle of against LAFC in the Conca Champions.
Uh-huh.
So I think it's pretty normal.
Well, it was the biggest win for Chivas all tournament.
Yeah, I think so too.
This game was one of the hardest tests for Chivas and for their hopes of Liguilla. Because if they lost this one, they would have been in trouble. Now they won, and it puts them in like a Liguilla zone. Now, I think, like I said, like Edwin was saying that they lost after against LAFC. Leon did, and then yeah, they were probably coming from a like a they were down.
It was a
Their
long,
self-esteem was
it was a long
down.
trip. Yeah.
It was, yeah, they were probably retired, and Chivas took advantage of this. Good, because and yeah, it showed, because Leon didn't have a clear, like a goal situation throughout the whole game. I don't remember. I don't recall, you know, a clear situation. So they took advantage of this. Chivas played really well,
Yep.
and the key was that in the second half, that was the difference.
Yeah.
Chivas had been playing good throughout the first halves, throughout the tournament, and they would just fall during the second half.
Right.
And this time, no. This time they that's when they score, some of these goals. So it was good that they.
Well,
just
what you need
were
to
consistent.
look at is what you need to look at is in the second half, Leon. It cost Leon a little bit more of those runs and all those recovers and positions and moving those transitions between their players, just because they have been tired from a game that was being a lot harder than this past game.
Yeah.
And there was more it was more important for them to win the other game than to win this.
Yeah.
And I just think Chivas did. You're right. Chivas did what it had to do, which was taking advantage of that situation.
Yeah.
And yeah, second half, Chivas looked a lot more superior just because of the fact that the Leon players were a little more tired. They're a little more fatigued than the Chivas players.
And the goals were awesome. The Macias, the way that he just put the ball in that corner, away from the goalie. It was a beautiful goal, and as the same as Beltran's, because this is the shortest guy in the team, I believe.
Yeah.
And he did a header, and against all these defenders, it was just an awesome goal from Beltran also. And you're right, Edwin. He's just been the motor for this team. This kid it has a great future.
Yeah. Let's switch gears now. Let's talk about the second most popular team in Mexico, Las Águilas del América.
Pachuca. My bad. My bad. I'm sorry.
Bueno.
I'm sorry.
¿Quién?
All right, let's talk about America though, because it's actually important. They were in first place, and then I feel as though, I mean, I could be completely wrong in saying this, but Edwin, I want your opinion first. I didn't see that 3-0 victory coming against Necaxa. What'd you make of that?
I mean, yeah, I don't think none of us would expect that. I mean, Necaxa had a pretty solid game. I think if you look at the players that Necaxa has right now and the players that left,
right?
I think the opportunities that the players like Quiroga, Maxi Salas, Hugo Gonzalez have had in that team, now they have become those important players have taken in that role of being the important players in the field and outside of the field, not just scoring goals, but also motivating their teammates to play more and play a little harder.
Yeah.
If you see Maxi Salas was taking a lot of it was getting kicked a lot and was still getting up and try to do the same plays and try to make plays and try to get those goals on in. And Quiroga, as always, he was the top scorer goal with Pulido last season too, with 12 goals. So it's not a surprise that he scored a couple of more this in America, and they took advantage of those two men down.
Hey, super. So what does this say about America? Does this say that that's really who they are, or is just Necaxa much better than we think they are?
No, I think a lot of this had to do with this was not the starting 11. Piojo kept some of the guys in the bench due to some of them due to some not injuries, but like as a precaution.
Okay.
They were feeling, I guess Giovanni was feeling like una sobrecarga in one of his legs, so he left them on the bench. And another key point that happened during this game was that red card in the 60th minute.
Yeah, apparently that seems to be one of the big things.
Yeah, I mean, it was a clear red for me. Many people have said that opposite. But
and then also let's keep in mind that the last time that they lost like that against Juarez was also with an early red card as well.
Yeah,
so it's very similar.
So yeah, I mean, it was like an accident. I think. I don't think if they had a full team, I don't think that
3-0, right?
Yeah, it would have been 3-0.
So what
Go ahead.
you're saying that the players from Necaxa are not going to be able to play or take a win like this again if they play the starting squad from America.
I don't think it would have been the same result. That's for sure.
Well,
So I I don't know.
I mean, yeah,
Like I said, so some of those players from Necaxa are were pretty good. It could play in any other team, and I think Necaxa not only with the players that they have, but also the coach that they have now.
right.
It's a great combination of youth and experience all together, and I think that's coming along really well. It happened the same thing last season, or yeah, I think it was last season before when they got into La Liguilla. None of us believed in Necaxa until like maybe like the jornada 10 or the 10th or
Yeah,
11th or
that's
12th
fair.
when they started keep on winning. And that's when we all looked at Necaxa and we're like, okay, there's something good going on in here.
Maybe those players might end up leaving at the end of this season
maybe
too.
Chivas is gonna take half of the team again.
Hey,
Yeah.
really quick, I just want to give a couple of shout outs. People are starting to watch us. Luis Bravo is saying also the referee did not call the clear penalty, which had changed the way of the game.
Exactly. That's
Okay.
another. Like I said, many things happen throughout this game, but that's soccer, man.
Yeah.
You have to know that's
Yeah, anything,
possibilities.
absolutely anything could happen. Also, we want to say hello to Johnny Andrade 1014, Lulu Bird Entertainment. What's up? ¿Cómo estás, chica? JMR, what's up, dude? Saludos. How are you, bro? Jose 23. I think he was at the Dynamo game. He did take a little picture of us on Instagram stories. Hey, Manu, ¿qué onda, canijo? What's up, dude? Manu works for Miami, Inter Miami. So they just had their
Saludos.
first game.
Yeah.
And then Mari Bere Food. What's up, Bere? She's happy about Chivas.
Oh yes.
Savi, Chente, and B watching us on Twitter. So what's up to all of you guys tuning in on all of our plataformas. So, all right, here's what I want to do next. I want to actually dive into something that I find kind of interesting, and I think that some of you guys will as well. And here's what it is. These are the standings right now, and the thing that obviously stands out the most is you see number 1 spot, Cruz Azul. Cruz Azul. Super. What's up? La Cruz Azuleada and all that stuff. Like, what up, dude?
Hey man,
Defiéndela.
they're playing good. They're playing good, and everybody just like two things happen here. Like Chivas and Cruz Azul, everybody was talking about replacing the coaches.
Yeah.
Early in the season, and they're
And that was
seem
you.
to like stabilize. No. I always was for keeping the coaches. I'm a fan of giving a coach a full tournament.
Yeah.
Joe is the one that doesn't like the
dinosaurs.
The dinosaurs.
Hey,
and he has this
I don't like the
theory
dinosaurs.
And,
But, I mean, from what I recall is you wanted Tena to be out because because apparently you didn't like the way he was playing. So now that he's in zona de liguilla, you do like the way he's playing.
I didn't like the way
I
he.
don't know.
I did not like the way he still, even this game was a little different. He wasn't too back behind. I don't like the way he plays.
I think hold on. I think I'm gonna let you guys go at it. That's what I think I'm gonna do. All right. So I'm gonna let you guys two go to. A ver si es
Yes,
cierto, pues.
listen, man. Just because he plays too defensively, I don't want him out. But I don't know.
I mean, from what I recall from past shows, and that's on YouTube, man. That's recorded. I think we can pull that out. We can pull that out later. That I think you wanted. You said you wanted Tena, and then you were actually talking about options about the ex-coach from La Selección de Argentina, from Borgi, El Chileno. You're talking about all these options now. Now you do want Tena to stay in.
No.
Like,
Tena,
I mean, you gotta make up your mind, man.
like I said, I don't like the way Tena plays, but I am a supporter of giving coaches a long term. I don't want they shouldn't be like just like recycle like every 2 games. Oh, he lost 2 games. Let's change him. The same thing because the better example is Tuca Ferretti. There you go. He is.
Oh
defensive,
man, but that's a crazy example,
but that's the way he plays. I mean, I don't like the way Tuca plays, but he's giving you
it-
results.
It's funny how a result can change a person's opinion.
That's
over
very
a
true.
Coach, real quick.
That's very true.
I don't have to be a fan of his style of play though. That's the thing, I don't have to be a fan. Yeah, if like I said, give him a tournament. If he's not doing good, then yeah, I'll
Okay.
see you
Okay.
later.
But no, but then you were saying the jornada cinco. You were saying the 15 points. I don't know how many points Chivas had. So they had 6, and you were already asking for his head. You were already looking for a replacement.
Off with his head.
Shit.
Nah. I
So-
was
so
supporting
you're-
Tena. I was supporting Tena.
Yeah. All right.
I was,
Yeah.
I was
yeah,
one
yeah.
of the few
Wow.
supporting
Yeah.
Tena.
All right, it's over. Ya se les acabó su
Wow.
tiempo a los dos. All right. So,
Wow.
all right, guys. But the interesting thing again is that Cruz Azul and their fans should be excited about this. But again, I mean, it's been how many torneos since Cruz Azul won a tournament? 95, verano?
Oh, it's 97.
97.
Esa-
97.
That's
I
older
still
than that's
remember-
older than your children,
I
dude.
still remember, dude, because come on, man. I was a kid during that time. No seas culero, güey. No. I remember that final, actually. Well, that was when Comiso le hizo una pinche patada a Hermosillo
Yeah.
when he
Oh.
like caught his cheek and that his skin was just hanging. That was like nasty. I still remember
Man,
that.
I've only seen videos because I was 4 years old, right? But,
Oh, ya me salió este, güey.
Sí, cómo no, chavito. Échale mentiras con el fake ID, but backwards, right?
Yeah. It's all right. I was 11. too,
Yeah.
so it's-
Anyway, so it's gonna be really interesting to see how things end up, turning out for Cruz Azul. But again, their fans must be ecstatic, and I think it's a good sign of things to come for them.
the thing of it is that there's the only thing that would save Cruz Azul from all the La Carrilla and all this.
It's a
is
title.
A title.
That's it. Yeah, you're
You know,
right.
I remember a few years ago they were going to liguillas consecutive, and like una tras otra, and then they would show to the final. And remember that final against America?
Yeah.
It was they had it on their hands and they let it go, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The only thing that would save them is the title.
one thing that I do want to point out about Cruz Azul is now, I don't know if you guys have seen the Cabecita Rodriguez has been scoring a lot of goals, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, but do you guys remember Cabecita Rodriguez, the way he used to play in Santos with Julio Furch?
Uh-huh.
That he was playing as a false 9 behind the forward, right?
I say
Behind Julio
but
Furch
I
all
don't
the
know.
time. So,
I don't
okay,
remember.
so
A ver,
he
ilumínanos.
Okay, so before when he used to play in Santos, they used to play a 4-4-2.
Yeah.
But Cabecita Rodriguez will play as a false 9, moving all around the field, and Julio Furch will always be on top point as a center forward.
Right.
That means he attracts the defenders into his position and will open a lot more spaces to Cabecita Rodriguez to move between the back of the defenders and do those runs.
Okay.
The key player right now for Cruz Azul is Santiago Jimenez.
El Chaco's kid.
El Chaquito Jimenez.
Yep.
He if you analyze the way he plays, the way he moves, it's very similar to Julio Furch. Plus his physique is a lot more similar to him. But the way he moves on the field is the same thing. He attracts, he checks in to bring that mark, and then that allows Cabecita Rodriguez to make those runs behind the defenders to get those through balls from el peruano Josimar Yotun and Escobosa sometimes on the side.
Right.
So and Andres, so I think that key player that's playing right now in Cruz Azul is changing that whole face of Cruz Azul in the offense is Chiquito Jimenez.
Let's not forget about Elias Hernandez too, though. That he's 31 years old, and it's almost like he's in his second peak. He's scoring goals also. He scored a goal this past game, and he's playing really well for the team.
All right.
Yeah, and like that one example is those movements the Cabecita Rodriguez and Chiquito Jimenez they make, and that's also allowing Orbelín Pineda to come from the back.
Okay, that's it. You guys are talking about the entire team now. You guys went from Chaquito to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ya bájate del tren,
Yeah,
güey.
y luego
ya.
le faltó nada más decir de Siboldi también.
Y Corona, no te olvides de Corona.
I know.
He's y la abuelita de Corona, she's doing a great thing.
No, it's okay. Later in another show, Super Mojado is gonna change his argument anyway. So.
Pues.
Chale.
All right, guys. So let's switch gears now. But before I do that, really quick, saludos a PC PDCP podcast. Wait, a ver, espérame, let me do it.
PC Richardson,
podcast. No manches. PDC podcast MX, a cabecita can figure out how to finish. He had 12 more goals, and he said that Elias is probably the bigger factor. So
there you go.
Ahí está.
You're welcome,
Ahí
Edwin.
está.
Edwin.
Anyways, all right, so let's switch gear now. So let's talk about MLS, la MLS opening weekend. And I think that there was a lot of things to talk about. And right off the bat, let's get started. Last night's matchup, LAFC. Well, it was late afternoon, no? Yeah,
It was
afternoon.
afternoon,
It was evening,
yeah,
late,
5:30 here,
late for us.
so
Anyway,
late for us, yeah.
El Tri Online was there to cover that. And, a big game because you had Rodolfo Pizarro and you also have Carlos Vela facing off against each other. And again, it was the first time. It's the very first match ever for Inter Miami. So again, saludos a Manu, saludos allá en Miami, and I think that for what I saw, I was only able to watch the first part of the game, and you know what? As a matter of fact, I missed the goal. I didn't see the goal. I saw the highlights of the goal, el golazo de Vela.
Oh yes.
But Miami didn't look that bad. I saw them and I was like, okay, like I've been considering again a team that has never played together, that's just barely starting to get their feel. And not only that, but they're facing off against one of the strongest teams in MLS,
The best team in MLS. Besides that, they're not the champions. They were the best team last season.
So that speaks a lot, dude.
Oh yes, for sure. And Pizarro and a couple of other players had chances to score. So it was not like a one-sided game. It was a back and forth match. And I was watching there. I had the double screen with the Chivas and LAFC.
Yeah, that was nice, right?
Yeah, because they were playing at the same time. So
yeah. So anyway, and I thought Vela at the beginning, I finally feel like he's starting to get his form. I feel that like little by little. Obviously, he showed that in the León game, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But again, like he does what he does best, right? Like those spectacular golazos, dude.
Oh yeah.
Edwin, did you like the goal, dude?
Oh man, it was amazing. It's everything I've always known. It's typical of Vela. He has scored a couple of those in Real Sociedad, a couple of those in Arsenal. So it's just typical goal of him,
Yeah. I mean, I was like, holy smokes, again, Vela doing his thing. So anyway, I think that again, I gotta give a lot of credit to Inter Miami because the team played well. So we actually did get a chance to catch up with Rodo Pizarro after the game. So let's take a listen to one of his sound bites.
You take away from a match like that, the first match you guys ever played?
¿Qué te llevas de un partido, a ser el primer partido en la historia del club?
No, creo que hicimos un buen partido. Afortunadamente no completamos muchas jugadas, pero al final, para hacer nuestro partido, creo que hicimos un muy buen partido. Su figura fue el portero, entonces con eso te dice todo.
I think we had a good game. Unfortunately, we weren't able to finish our chances, but the man of the match was their goalkeeper, and I think that says a lot about our play.
And for you personally, how does it feel to make your MLS debut and be on the stage?
Personalmente, ¿cómo se siente hacer tu debut en MLS?
No, estoy contento, estoy feliz acá. No me queda más que seguir trabajando y ganar los demás partidos.
I'm happy to be here. I just have to keep working and make sure that we win our next games.
What can you say about the job that Robles did in that tonight?
No, sabemos que es un portero con mucha experiencia, con mucha trayectoria. Sabemos que es un jugador importante para nosotros y sabemos de lo que es capaz.
We know he's an experienced goalkeeper with a great track record, and he's an important player for our team.
And the fans, just this week, what would you say to them, the way they came out and supported you guys coming across country?
No, que nos sigan apoyando, que vamos a seguir trabajando para darles alegrías.
I asked them to keep supporting because we're going to keep working to give them joy.
Rodolfo, you unfortunately weren't over to score today. Vela scored, Pulido scored yesterday. How much is that influencing you to get part of that goal scoring race?
No, yo trabajo para mí, yo trabajo para mi equipo. Lo que los demás hagan no me importa.
I work for myself, I play for my team, and what other players do is I don't care. Vamos a hacer preguntas en español.
Okay. Rodolfo, felicitaciones, bienvenido a la MLS. ¿Qué rescatas, qué se llevan de este debut?
No, pues sabemos que era un partido muy complicado. Es uno de los mejores equipos de la MLS. Pero como le decía, hicimos un buen partido. No concretamos los que tuvimos. Pero vamos a seguir trabajando para estar allá arriba en los primeros puestos.
Ahí está. Rodolfo Pizarro, dude. So the guy, dude, he's in a very, very cool spot, dude. Very good spot in my opinion. I think that he's gonna end up doing a lot of great things in Miami. Super, what do you think, dude?
Yeah, he's a different player. If people are expecting for him to score a lot of goals, that's not gonna be the case. He's more of a un creador. He's there to deliver, to make passes. Yes, he has the talent that allows him to score a bunch of goals, but not as like what would Bella would do. That he's a striker. He's
Yeah.
more of a creative player.
Yeah, the thing that for me was a little disappointing was that we were hyping up a lot of Pizarro and Vela obviously like delivered, but the other player was Chicharito, right? And we'll get to him in just a second, but it turned out that Pizarro, I don't really know. I don't really think he had like a lot of clear opportunities, right? Like, I mean,
He had a couple.
like clear, like that he should have scored. So how would you grade him? What grade would you give him?
Well,
Like out from 1 to 10?
for the first game, I think he goes well with a 7. He
Okay.
did well. He made some passes. He had a couple, like I said, a couple of chances to score.
Yep.
He couldn't finish them. I think one of them he just couldn't hit the ball right. And but no, he did all right. Like you said, they were facing the best team.
Yeah.
From last season.
Absolutely.
So it was just a tough challenge for them.
Yeah. All right. So now let's talk about Edwin's favorite Mexican star in MLS, El Chicharito Hernandez. So speaking of hype, dude.
Míralo, güey. Tiene los ojos de corazones. His eyes are popping in and out with hearts. I see the love.
All right. Yeah, and I want to talk about that because again, there was so much hype surrounding Chicharito and his debut and everything. And obviously we're guilty of pushing that agenda as well. But I think dejó mucho que desear, man. I think that he was just not in my opinion, not in his game. So Edwin, I obviously want to ask you first because you and I were both there and you were at the sidelines watching him. So give us your take of Chicharito's first MLS game.
So to me, it's just a matter of time. He seemed like he wasn't in sync with the team, with the movements that he was supposed to make, the runs. Some of those runs, the other players, his teammates didn't read him well, and that's why he wasn't able to get the ball that he needed to. He had one assist to Joe Corona in second half where Joe Corona could have capitalized that opportunity. But overall, it's this first game, man. You can't really hate him or you can really criticize him a lot because the game didn't really give you much to criticize the players. It was more of a physical game than anything.
Yeah, and this is what's gonna happen with Chicharito. He is not he doesn't have like all that talent to dribble and take on a bunch of players. He's just the
He's great off the ball, man.
Yes,
yeah, and he's good off the ball.
Yeah, he needs someone to put the ball into the box for him. He needs someone to like a partner in in crime is gonna send him all those balls, and I just don't see it in LA Galaxy, dude. It's gonna be tough, I think, for him.
I think the absence of Jonathan Dos Santos also hurt the team strategically and the system, just because I think Jonathan Dos Santos and Cristian Pavon would have done a little different job than Fletcher. I think was Kitchen or Cocina, those other players was playing there.
El Kitchen, you hungry, man? Yeah, you're right. I think Jonah.
I think
Jonah is the motor for the team.
Yeah.
I think he is a key piece of that LA Galaxy. So until we see him, we probably see a lot. Different.
No, it's true.
You just gotta give him time.
Yeah. Actually, I was just about to say in our comments, Luis Bravo mentioned that he says he thinks it will take about a month for us to finally see him in true game form and sync with the team. So maybe that's true. A couple of more saludos. Armunguia just joined us. Luis on Twitter. Danny Isco. Edson Lerma on Twitter. Juan Ramon. Barry Allen Zinter. Huh? The Flash. Anyway, you know what I want to do? Actually, I want to do this. So for those of you guys watching us on other platforms, what we want to do is we want you guys to go and subscribe on YouTube. And actually on this, leave a comment saying that you subscribed, and we're going to enter you to raffle out one of our ETO jerseys. A ver, pásame una para que se las enseñe a los compas. A ver, aquí está. So we're going to enter you in una rifa.
Llévate la playera.
Ahí está. So you get a t-shirt. You enter for a raffle to win an ETO t-shirt. And if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn on that little notification thing and leave a comment saying that that's what you did. All right. Last week we had a winner, pero ¿sabes qué? Nunca lo reclamó el canijo.
Hey, avísenle si lo conocen por ahí.
I know.
You get a t-shirt.
Everybody gets a t-shirt. No. I'm just kidding. Not everybody. Pero sí rifamos una, okay? Sí rifamos una. Luis Perez, can I enter too? Pues entrale también.
Entrale, güey.
But subscribe and make sure you put on the little ringer notification on our YouTube channel, okay? Anyway, a ver, hay que platicar un poquito más de Chicharito, pero primero que nada lo que quiero hacer is I want to play one of his sound bites from the game that was this past weekend, okay?
Galaxy forward, Javier Hernandez.
Thank you.
Go ahead and jump straight into questions.
¿Cómo te sientes llegar a un nuevo equipo, un nuevo continente? Yo sé que te han representado estos 1000 veces en Los Ángeles, pero aquí en una ciudad de Houston que recuerdo bien que te fue bastante bien con ese debut con el Manchester, anotaste tu primer gol con ellos aquí. ¿Cómo te sientes también?
Bien, contento, aunque en lo personal contento de empezar. Tuvimos un punto en una cancha muy complicada, pero bueno, creo que debemos mantener un poco más la dinámica y el ritmo que mostramos los primeros 15, 20 minutos, justo cuando cae el gol. Creo que fue lo que nos perjudicó más. Qué irónico es, pero nos perjudicó hacer el gol pronto porque después ellos también es cierto que empezaron a jugar mejor, dominaron más, pero bueno, creo que tenemos que mejorar mucho. Es el primer partido, conseguimos un punto aquí en Houston, no fue nada mal, pero bueno, ya ahora a pensar en el próximo fin de semana en nuestra casa.
Si me permites, los primeros 90 minutos en MLS en tu carrera, ¿cómo fueron? ¿Cómo fue la diferencia de punto de los duras que has jugado?
Siempre lo he mencionado que lo mejor de esta profesión y de esta vida es cómo terminas, no cómo empiezas. Entonces, tranquilo, contento, las cosas mejorarán, tengo mucha confianza en este equipo, tengo mucha confianza en mí, así que seguir trabajando, disfrutándolo y ojalá los resultados se puedan revertir, o sea, que se vayan más al lado positivo que al lado negativo y bueno, ya disfrutar eso.
Javier, Felipe Valenzuela de Fox Deportes, sí es cierto que has jugado en varias ligas importantes de Europa, en Alemania, en Inglaterra, en España, y has entrenado y has jugado un par de partidos con este equipo, ¿no? Que te ha arropado muy bien. Pero ¿hay alguna diferencia, Javier, que el fútbol de allá es más rápido que y te tardes en acoplar al fútbol de la MLS?
No voy a entrar ya en comparaciones, ya empezó la liga, ya estoy acá, ya llevo más de casi 2 meses, así que hablaré del partido y como te lo repito, fue un partido complicado, que lo hicimos bastante bien los primeros 20 minutos, nos pusimos adelante y después de ahí yo creo que también guardando el debido respeto y como bien lo dije, ellos mejoraron mucho, pero yo creo que nosotros tenemos que mejorar bastante, mantener esa dinámica, esa agresividad, esa confianza de ir al frente y de querer buscar los 3 puntos y bueno, mantenerlo el mayor tiempo posible. Yo sé que esto en el fútbol aguantar 90 minutos es muy complicado, pero bueno, eso es lo que tenemos que aprender todos, el adaptarnos a las circunstancias, el poder sacar el mayor provecho a lo que el fútbol te vaya pidiendo y a lo que el rival también te vaya mostrando y bueno, yo creo que fue el primer partido, obtenemos un punto, pero todavía falta muchísimo y ahora vamos a nuestra casa a que podamos demostrar, como bien lo dije el jueves pasado, no dónde estamos, sino lo que queremos lograr. Todavía nos falta mucho y si queremos ser campeones tenemos que mejorar muchísimo.
Ahí está el Chicha. So, super. He also did point out that, again, early in the season, very early in the season, so I think that everybody's kind of aware. But even so, I guess what I'm trying to say is that the expectations was just so high that's why like some people left with like, that little sour taste in their mouth.
Yeah. Once he starts scoring goals, that's gonna change. And like I said, it was just that's what I expected, though. That's what I expected. I know I joke around, and he's gonna be the legend and all that stuff, but that's what I expected. Like I said, this this league too, it's
It's
gonna
tough,
be
dude.
hard. It's gonna be hard on
Yeah.
him. It's gonna be hard on him because he doesn't have the talent around him like he had in other teams that made him look really good.
Yeah.
And
He doesn't get the like
but-
super precise passes. and all that
Yes,
stuff.
but you know what though? You know what? One thing that I can say about Chicharito is that he, throughout his career, he's learned to be to play with sacrifice.
Yeah.
To put everything on the field, and he was running back and forth, and he was
He
like,
always does.
talking, and he was like getting frustrated, and
He always does.
and,
Yeah.
and he showed that he is a professional. So
No, y tiene pasión también.
yes.
But again, that's just my thought on Chicharito. But the ones that did not leave anything que desear fue Alan Pulido and Osvaldo Alanis, man.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about first?
Échame los dos.
All right, let's talk about Pulido. Actually, in the little preview that we did for Friday, one of the things that I did mention was I personally think that Pulido could easily score 20 goals this season in MLS, and obviously he's off to the right start. Edwin, did you get a chance to watch that game at all?
Well, I didn't really get to watch the whole game. I got to see first half, and then I got to see some of the highlights. Just because we were at the game.
Yeah.
On Saturday.
Right. And what did you think of from what you saw? What did you think?
But from what I see and from what I saw during the game, and knowing Pulido personally, because I kind of spent a couple of times in the Tigres Academy playing. I think he's gonna be great, man. He has a whole talent. He's one of those players that can change the game in a minute. If you give him the opportunity, he can switch that game. If he can play in different positions, he can play as a winger. He can play as a center forward. He can play behind the forward. And I think that goal it was a little bit of luck too, because the defender, it was a bad reading from the defender. He tried to go with his leg instead of heading the ball, and Pulido just outsmarted him a little bit and got that header in. But I think Pulido's going to be fighting for that top scorer trophy for that MVP and this whole season in the MLS.
Yeah, it's good to get a good start, But Luis Perez did point this out. He goes, like, is it fair to judge Chicharito and Pizarro and Pulido to what Vela has done? It took Vela into his second season to get a full stride. And it's actually true. Vela, a lot of people forget that he only scored like 14, 15 goals in his first season. So,
yeah, 14, yep.
Yeah, so anyhow, but Alanis, that's a goal of the week candidate for sure, right, Super?
Yeah, but let me just say something about Pulido.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Let me chip in,
man.
Right. You know what the first thing that came to my mind, because I was watching the game, the first thing that came to my mind when he scored, it was Saturnino Cardoso. When he said if he knew how to, use his head, he would be playing in Manchester City.
That's true. That's true.
And it goes
Cardoso
to
did
show
say
you,
that,
it goes to show you. No, but he's good. He's a good player, and he reminds me a lot of Chicharito because of the way he plays with passion. He runs for every ball. He's a strong player. He didn't score a lot of goals.
Everyone's rolling his eyes, dude.
Until the last season for Chivas, because he didn't score a lot of goals in Chivas until his last season.
Yeah.
He was more of a sacrifice player. He would, play as a, he will go back and forth. So he's un jugador completo.
Well, bueno, pues. All right, what about Alanis? Let's go.
All right. It was
Ya que nos diste. I'm not going to let Edwin already. Ya nos dio su parte.
Déjalo. Échamela, güey. Suéltalo.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Super Mojado. Go ahead.
Go ahead, dude.
Alanis, it was a good goal. Except
what?
That goalie, man. That how do you let that ball go? Did you see that? I mean, it wasn't an angle. It was a difficult angle. I mean, kudos to Alanis because he showed that it was a
okay. So you were not all impressed with the goal, really.
But no, I liked it. But I'm just saying, I think the goalie could have done a lot more.
What did you think, Ed, when you saw the goal too? Right. So what did you make of the goal?
Yeah. I mean, I think yes, that Super Mojado is right. The goalie could have done. The goalie could have done a little more in that goal, but also, I mean, it's not a surprise from Alanis, man. Alanis, he scored PKs, he scored free kicks. This were a lot of different type of goals in Chivas when he was to play for Chivas. So it's not a surprise for me.
Yeah,
I think the way you should measure the performance of Alanis is a lot different than the other players, just because the other players are measured by goals and Alanis is going to be measured by the way he defends. Yeah, he's a defender. So we can't judge Alanis just because of the goal he scored. I think he had a solid game, but overall, San Jose kind of struggled a little bit to get that point against Toronto.
Yeah.
But Almeida did say that they are improving. That he sees a lot of good things in his team because the past 2 seasons they're not. The beginning of the seasons were not the greatest. They were losing like game after game.
Right.
So at least this time, they didn't lose for a change. And yes, I think the incorporation of Alanis is gonna bring great things to Almeida, and he has this extra that he can score. He is good taking free kicks. He's almost like un tirador seguro in the PK line, and then he's just como un jugador también muy bueno.
Let's just not forget also, Güero Fierro had a pretty good game too.
Okay. We forgot about him.
He had a pretty good solid game, yeah.
No, yeah.
Pretty good game
yeah. And there's more and more Mexicans coming over. We just mentioned the big ones, and again, I think we did a little bit of underservice by just focusing primarily on Pizarro and Vela and Chicharito, like the stars. And it turns out again that Pulido and Alanis are the ones that score the goals. Well, Vela again did too.
Yes.
Speaking of fans, as I mentioned earlier, Edwin, myself, and Samara Perez were at Houston, and actually we want to show you some of the things that the fans were talking about as they were getting ready for the game. It was a little nice package that we put together. So, I hope that you guys enjoy it.
Hey ETO fans, Samara Perez here. This segment is brought to you by Hincha Clothing Brand. Remember, Sin Hinchas No Hay Fútbol. We're at BBVA Stadium where fans are all in full force, some of them ready to see Chicharito debut, and Houston Dynamo fans ready to support their team. We're going to catch up with some of the Hinchas and see how they're enjoying the atmosphere. Tell us, what do you expect of the team this season?
Well, with the new coach, I'm really excited. I think we're going to do really well this year, and we're looking forward to it.
I'm excited to see the new players in action and see how they can contribute to the team.
So as we know, we have Chicharito Hernandez playing tonight. What do you feel about him getting all the attention?
Well, I don't really like it when an opposing team's fan or player gets more applause than our own players in our home stadium. So
that's fair.
Yeah, I understand he's a great player, and I like that, but we're in Houston.
It's really fun. We get to all hang out for a while together and spend some time out of the house.
Big time fan. I love it. Bringing my kids here, it's amazing for us. I'm an hincha all the way, and there's a fanatics,
Obviously, el LA Galaxy, pero el Chicharito, what do you guys have to tell me about him?
We're here to see the whole team, not just one guy. We've been the Galaxy without him. So I think that we have enough to go the whole season with him or without him.
I said, that's a good idea. We can see Chicharito on New York.
It's okay, just that we have enough team star power to where we're not relying on one guy. So.
¿Qué tan emocionados están de ver el debut de Javier el Chicharito Hernández?
Esperamos que tenga una buena temporada con el Galaxy, primera temporada que viene acá en la MLS y esperamos que sea buena.
¿Cómo están disfrutando el ambiente hoy con todos los fans del Houston Dynamo?
Muy bonito el ambiente, sea una experiencia única.
So this is Hincha Clothing Brand. Have you guys ever heard of it?
No.
I've never heard of it, but it's a pretty cool looking shirt. I like it.
It's pretty.
What do you think of this t-shirt? Would you consider buying it?
Beautiful. Muy bonita.
No, you guys don't gotta like.
No, está bonita la camisa y nos describe hincha.
¿Qué les parece esta playera? No me tienen que mentir, pueden decirme la verdad.
Se mira bien.
Okay. ¿Qué te parece a ti?
Yes, it's nice. It's a nice shirt. I would wear it.
As you guys heard, fans are excited for this new MLS season, and they're also pretty excited about the Hincha Clothing Brand. I'm Samara Perez, and remember,
Sin hinchas, no hay fútbol.
Ahí está Super Mojado. Nice job by Samara Perez. Really, really cool job because she was holding it down. Y ahorita iba a decir súper. Edwin.
Ya viste la leyenda, güey.
La
Te
leyenda.
confunden con la leyenda,
Oye,
güey.
Edwin, so really quick, just give us your final thoughts on your experience of going to the game with El Three Online this weekend.
Man, it was a great experience. Thank you a lot. I appreciate the opportunity once again. It was a great experience being out there with all the fans, all the Houston Dynamo fans that I thought I was going to see a lot more Chicharito fans, but the home team fans actually came through and they made feel their presence in the stadium. And it was just a great experience, man. Overall, hanging out with you, Joe, and with Tamara, everything was great. Thank you.
No, thank you, man. Thank you. It was really cool going out there, experiencing the games. And like you said, Houston came through, the Dynamo fans came through, and it was pretty badass. All right, Edwin, that does it for you, brother. Thank you again very much for your time, dude. Para que no se ponga celoso el super mojado. We'll catch you next time, bro.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time, all right?
Ahí está, súper. Ahora, ¿tú qué pensaste de la fanaticada? ¿Cómo se miraba en la tele lo de Houston contra Galaxy?
Estuvo chido.
No, pero did it look like there was a lot more Dynamo fans?
No, it looked like it was a home
game
crowd.
for them.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, you were right there. I mean,
no, I know, but on TV, it's one thing is on TV, another thing is being there, and
I know. I saw more of a home crowd, but I don't know. Like I said, I didn't see like the whole scenario there.
Yeah, no, yeah, there was a lot of Chicharito jerseys here and there, but Edwin's right, like not as many as we anticipated. All right, let's switch gears now and talk about los extranjeros in Europe. I want to bring that up because right now, as much as all these players are getting attention, I think the biggest name in Mexican soccer right now is none other than Raúl Jiménez. Scored the game winner for Wolverhampton against Tottenham. So, super. Tell us.
Well,
¿qué tal está este canijo, man?
No, man. He's breaking records after records, and I guess he's the top scorer for los Wolves, no?
He's been the
no, but for
all time.
A tournament like I think he has 13 so far, I believe.
Yeah,
and
I mean he broke the record for most goals like ever, like in the EPL for the club.
Well,
so
yeah. So he's like I said,
yeah, man.
I don't see him playing in Wolves for much longer.
No, the rumors are
gonna come and take him.
The rumors are hot.
And yeah, and who else is in Europe? I mean, you were saying other.
Well, that's the funny thing, and actually one of the reasons why I did say that was because Guardado's still in Europe.
I'm just messing.
And then also, but his teammate, Lainez, is the guy who I wanted to talk about.
Who?
Exactly my point. What's going on with him? Like,
oh no,
like this kid just disappeared completely off the face of the earth, dude.
I think he had appendicitis, and he had to he had to have that surgery. And
okay.
And
I don't think that matters anyway, right? Even if he was healthy, right?
Anyways, yeah.
No estaba ni en la banca.
Yeah, let's talk about Raúl Jiménez.
Oh man, hey, what I did see was that Edson Alvarez apparently may also leave Ajax too, and one of the stops could potentially be Tottenham, and another one, which was weird, was also Galaxy.
Well, yeah, they say that, but
I know. I'm telling you the rumors, canijo.
You know what happened? I did hear an interview, and I don't think he's happy in Europe the way that his situation is going. I think he had a very hard time trying to get his family. I remember that he just had a kid also, so
yeah,
trying to get his family over there. I think he had troubles with that, and apparently he still hasn't been able to do that, and he has to travel. Even just for them to visit him, he has to travel. I think far away to do so.
Yeah.
So I don't think he had a great experience personally when it came to Europe. So
yeah. Really quick comments from PDC Podcast and MX. Dice Edson on his way out. Irving Lozano as well. Govea's the only one playing. Yeah, like where's Govea playing though? Right, like smaller club. No money, no go. So lots of comments from PDC Podcast, and it's crazy, man. Like I think that these Mexican players, they go out there, they make the jump to Europe, and a lot of them don't even get the opportunity to play. And it's something that we've seen historically. Only Very few players have excelled, and Jimenez is a perfect example of that. Irving did the same thing, playing really well at PSV, but then he goes to Napoli, and then it's like, what the hell's happening, you know? Luis Bravo is asking, do you think Edson Alvarez just days that are in Europe are over, or does he go to MLS in summer transfer? I don't think it makes sense for him to come to MLS, dude.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like I just told you,
I know,
one
but
of the biggest situations
it's
that
the
he's dealing
family
with
thing.
is his family, and he seems like he's not
So and
all
it's
there.
and the thing is, like, is it gonna be the same? Like in the US is not gonna be an issue?
Well, it's closer to home. You know, it's closer to home. So it's just we'll see. I think. I mean, he might end up just fixing that, and if he moves to a different team, maybe it's build it different.
And not only that, but he if he wanted to go to Spurs, right? He has the opportunity because he's been playing for the national team, and he would be able to get a visa to work in the UK. Because that's the thing about the EPL. A lot of people don't understand that it takes a lot for you to get a visa to play in the EPL. You don't just like show up to the EPL and they decide that you're going to play there. You have to play for your national team at least 70% of the games, dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's a really big deal. So anyway, we'll end up seeing what happens. But again, my concern is Lainez, dude. Like, I mean, even when he does return, what's going to happen? Other things I wanted to actually bring up right now as we change topics. The CONCACAF Champions League. I want to show the bracket only because this bracket is pretty badass, dude. And this was made courtesy by my compa Alex Rodriguez from Illicit Graphics. Hey! Oh, esa no es, espérate. Ahí está. Long bracket. Ooh. Ahí está, canijo.
Ahí está.
There's the bracket, super. So, this is for the CONCACAF Champions League. And I wanted to bring that up because LAFC obviously took care of business. But these are the matchups, dude. I like the matchups. So you have Atlanta, who just lost Joseph Martinez, right? Torn ACL.
That was a bad loss for them.
That's going to be really tough for them to come out of that. And then this is probably obviously the sexiest match in my opinion.
Yes.
Cruz Azul contra LAFC, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oof, I can't wait for that one, man. That one's going to be really, really good. And we'll see like how things turn out that one. On the other side of the bracket, we got León, Tigres. La otra fiera, ¿no?
Yes. Te olvidan las rayas.
Tigres contra NYCFC. Actually, we're going to be in that one, right?
Yeah.
¿Ya o no? ¿No quieres ir? ¿No vamos? ¿O te regañan?
No, me pegan.
Bueno, pues anyway, so that's going to be a good one. We always had a chance to go to a game in the last 3 years in the Northeast. So.
Yes.
And then also this one's kind of cool because you're going to have either a Canadian team or a Honduran team make it out, you know?
Hey, that's
Thierry Henry, dude.
Henry, right
you know?
there.
And Montreal's only a 5-hour drive from us, so
yes.
hey, we'll take it. Anyway, so here's the bracket, and the bracket looks good, man. It looks good. You have 3 Liga MX teams, and you have 3 MLS teams and Hondureño team, you know?
Yes.
I'm a fan of that, dude. I like to see the mix. I like to see things look kind of like spread out and even, you know. I think the tournament needs obviously more, but it's good, man. You like it? You dig it?
I'm all for it, man. It's good.
Yeah, I think it's great, man. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what else to say about this tournament. I've been bashing it so much, oftentimes, but at the same time, I like it because this is the chance that we get to, or one of the few opportunities we get a chance to see different teams, right? And you get to see these MLS Mexican League matchups, which are amazing.
Yes.
Most of them.
Let's go LAFC, man. I think they're going to take it.
Wow.
For the first time, an MLS team takes it all.
Pues a ver si es cierto. Luis Bravo says, is America lately we have an easier time now that Joseph Martinez is out? I think so, dude. I want to give a couple more shout-outs. I want to say hi to Vika8M. I want to say hi to Gerardo Fisher. PDC Podcast otra vez dice, America is a hospital. Yeah, they are, dude.
Agosec, don't forget Agosec. Saludos.
Hola, what's up, Agosec?
La banda.
Javi G, what's up, dude? ¿Cómo estás? A bunch of people tuning in today, so we want to say hi to all of you guys. And, thank you very much for tuning in. And remember, if you haven't done so, subscribe to our YouTube channel and then also hit the little, ¿cómo se llama esa cosa? Notifications, right?
Yeah.
¿Dónde está mi camiseta? ¿Ya te la regresé? ¿O ya la regalamos? Todavía no. Yeah, we haven't given it away. There you go.
So, give it away, man.
We got to give this one away. So, all right. So make sure we're going to post it actually a little later today or tomorrow morning, the winner. But make sure that you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the notification buttons. All right.
Hey, take a
Take
break,
a
man.
breather,
What's
dude.
going
Ando
on?
bien cansado.
It's like you were traveling. What's going on?
Super. What's up, dude? Give me some good takes, dude.
Well, like I said, I want to see LAFC take this tournament, man. I'm still with that one. And I think, hey, it's a great team, and the way that they eliminated Leon, that was just an amazing game. That the second leg was
Incredible.
Oh yeah,
Incredible.
And a pesar de que le anularon un gol a Vela, it would have been a hat trick.
Yeah.
For him. So.
Hey, it's back by popular demand.
El Mago.
Only because the demand was so hot.
No way, man.
We had to make it happen. El Mago is returning with the hoodie, I would have done the hoodie y El Mago aparte. Today, I want to talk about this. There has been so much hype and anticipation in Liga MX, losing ground to MLS. And this weekend was full of excitement. It was full of hype. But I think Chicharito left a lot for us fans wanting to see him score, wanting to see the things that he did in Europe. And Carlos Vela did the complete opposite, showing a masterpiece. That kick, that phenomenal footwork and skill where he takes things to another level. But anyhow, these Mexican players coming to MLS, it's a very big deal because that just basically shows us that we're going to have the opportunity to see the league expand into more places. But don't be fooled. It's not just Mexicans. There's 20 Colombian players born in Colombia that are playing in MLS. There's about 30 Argentinians in MLS. There is a lot of Hondureños, and there's just a ton of Latin American players, and not to mention all the other stars that are coming from Europe. So MLS is on the rise. There is nothing that we can do to stop it. And I think for those of you guys that are barely trying to jump in on this little wagon, you may have missed it, but it may not be too late. Pick a team, jump on board, get on that, because MLS is going to be growing, and before you know it, it's going to be probably one of the most popular leagues aquí en Estados Unidos.
No, in the world, güey. ¿Cómo que en Estados Unidos?
No, canijo. I mean,
you mean as a sport?
As a sport.
It is already.
No, I'm talking about like even more so than Major League Baseball.
Dude, that's
rival.
That's dead now. I mean,
no, but it's nowhere near as popular as MLS. I mean, as NBA or NFL. It's nowhere near on that level.
But I think
and that's what I'm getting at.
I think it's surpassing MLB now, though. And
yeah, that's fair. MLB probably, yeah.
Yeah. So,
all
hey,
right.
Don't be surprised.
Dale, super. 30 seconds to say goodbye, dude.
Bueno, pues saludos a toda la banda de Houston. I wasn't there, but maybe next time. And we'll see you guys around.
Maybe. All right. So, ahí está. Make sure you follow el Super Mojado. ¿A dónde es Super Mojado Oficial?
Super Mojado Oficial en todas las plataformas. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
Everywhere. All right. And make sure to follow me at Worldwide Mexican on Instagram and then Joe Deportes on Twitter. So on behalf of Super Mojado, Samara Perez, who was on video, Edwin Cazares via Skype, I'm Joe Rodriguez. Thank you very much for tuning in. Ya nos vamos. Le corremos. Till next time. So long.